Hello YouTube, if you're here, you're probably after Rover videos, and I'm having quite a good time making these, it seems. Certainly keeping me sane, I must say. Thank you everyone for who subscribed, thank you everyone who's watched, thank you everyone who's given me feedback and actually given me little tips and tricks that I can try on the car. Probably going to try taking that controller box apart again and actually cleaning things up when I bought a few more supplies. What am I going to do today? I am going to carry on investigating the central locking. Last time I took the controller box apart, I cleaned the connectors up, took the driver's door apart. This is a Series 2 car. It's very early Series 2, so it actually has central locking that should operate on the passenger door, which is over there. So I'm going to take that apart. In the process, I'm going to clean up everything to do with the window regulator. I'm going to grease things as well, oil it all up and whatever. And yeah, hopefully I get the door locking and unlocking. For at the moment, it does not do anything. See you later. You saw my video last week. Getting the door cards off is actually really quite easy. There's a screw there. There is a screw in there somewhere. And then basically just a load of door poppers. The door card removed, we can see how the inside of this door is actually faring. I've had the door off before. Well, not the door card. Basically so I could give it a good gluing and give it a nice tidying up. What can I see? I see that some of these door poppers have actually expired. So I'm going to give those, I've got a pack of those, I'll replace them. Whilst things are off, I'm going to get a look at these relays. I'm going to give them a tidy up. These are for the window mechanism. And I read on the forum that if I do that, I might get better action on the windows. So see how that fares. And then for the connectors themselves, this being an early Series 2 car, so the both front doors will unlock. This here should that's going to be inspection for the connector. Actually, that's the inspection for the courtesy light, isn't it? It's behind here. That's where I'm going to find the multi-plugs for the central locking. So next step. First up, the relays. They slide off this holder here, and then the relays can be extracted from the connection. And Shazam, some nice shiny relays. I've been gently removing the gaffer tape that was on here, which had basically perished to come away, and replacing it with some fresh gaffer tape, and then removing what was on the bottom. Interestingly, this appeared to have been sort of glued down. We can see this isn't so much gaffer tape residue here. That's actually glue that's held this sheet on there. And then the other thing that I've noticed, unlike the driver's door where everything was actually hooked over this sort of retaining retaining bit of metal here, it's all loose inside, which is a little bit surprising. And I'm going to get those connectors out, and then I'm going to give them a really good clean. Looking at these connectors, quite a surprise actually. I mean that one looks new, and the pins inside look alright. I'll give them a good shining up. That's clearly original. The wiring loom itself actually is really quite tight inside here. There's no give on it like the driver's side. These are rather looking a little bit sort of manky. Hopefully that if I clean these up, it means that the door is going to start locking and unlocking, which would be fantastic. Everything is cleaned up. Let's put the key in. I have a lock. I have an unlock. Here's a cool test. Watch this. Look, it locks. It unlocks. How fantastic is that? And now it's the turn of the rear door. In this particular case, the lock is intermittent with the central locking. The window regulator is sticking, and if you're really interested in this sort of thing, although this is a Series 2, look, it has a little strip at the bottom of the door, which was deleted in later models. Yeah, fascinating. With the rear door off, it's just a matter of stripping it down a bit and getting access to the components inside. It's one of the door window regulator relays, and it could do with brightening up. Yeah, that's much better. Okay, so looking at the door mechanism, I've lubricated everything from the handle, going down into this connection here, across this rubbing strip, and all the way into there, and it goes up and down quite nicely. I've also, this is where the motor sits and the mechanism for the window, so that has had a good lubrication. I've kind of moved this bit of plastic out of the way because that seemed to be, I don't know where it was, it was sort of dangling around or whatever. I don't know if that was actually catching or something, I don't know. So I'm going to get the battery on and I'm going to see how this all works. Right, okay, so I'm going to use the front door to lock it, and there it goes down and up. Nothing, mind you, it's not doing anything on any of the doors. What about on the other side? No. Okay, so it seems like the lock circuit on the car has decided to do one. Okay, right, well, hello, this is moving now, which is good. Now for the windows. Okay, don't know how well this is going to work. No, that's the wrong window. Okay, so there's some movement, but it makes a noise afterwards. I don't know if pushing it up and down is actually a good idea. If that's going to free the mechanism. Right, okay, next door. Someone wise once said to me with these Rovers that just because it's not working doesn't mean it's broken. I mean, that's a pretty nice action. I reckon that was just, well, I don't know. I mean, I took the weather strip off, and then I found that the window was basically stuck. How crazy is that? Mind you, leaving it all up has certainly made the action really nice on it. So there we go, good result. This door does work in the sense that the window goes up and down, but the lock is very, very intermittent. So again, I'm going to get it open, give everything a clean up inside and see what happens. Interestingly, unlike the other door, which seemed that someone had never been inside because it was still sealed, given that this one's got gaffer tape all over it, looks like this one's been opened before. Anyways, there's the lock. You might notice these got these massive capacitors on here rather than the later Series 2 style locks. Don't know whether it'd be useful in the future to replace these maybe with more recent style locks, but right now I'm just going to see if I could just clean all this up a little bit just to improve things. Of course, when I say someone's been in here before, it turns out it was me. I mean, that's the sort of thing that I would do. L for left, there'd be an R on that one. Took these relays off and they're actually quite clean inside, so clearly this is something I've looked at doing before. So, connector time. Let's see what these connectors are like. I've clearly not been near these connectors. These are looking quite dirty, quite grim. I mean, that's filthy. What must have been going on inside this door? Time for a clean. And right, let's just test this door. Okay, right. We have lock, which is odd, isn't it? Because the unlock cycle was working before and now it isn't, and now the lock cycle is working and now it isn't. I reckon it's the controller, and I reckon those contacts inside are going to need some cleaning up, like properly take them apart as was suggested in the video. So that'll be something for another time. Bit of an addendum to yesterday's video. After all the starting of the engine and testing all the electrics, it turned out I had a little bit of a flat battery. Everything is down, everything is up. I mean, how fantastic is that? Who says SD1s can't have things work?